Hi folks, Post here, welcome back to another Pokemon Master video, and today we're actually going to check out a free-to-play method, like completely free-to-play method, to beat the Legendary Arena Entei event, Stage 3, and not only beat it, but beat it with only 3 sinkers, just like basically one team. Don't need, you know, the 12, well, obviously it's 3 is under 12, right? But, you know, you don't need the 12 units, and basically this one team should beat it, and if you guys don't actually beat it with one team, yeah, that's fine as well. Again, all you need to do is just to beat the event under 12 units, right? So if your 3 units fail, you could go pick up, you know, you could still throw like a team or another team in there, and then you should probably be fine. That does some damage, right? But yeah, this team should be able to beat the whole event, right? From 100 HP 3 gauges to 0% at their last gauge, right? So, personally, I'm not going to be doing this because, unfortunately, this method, which, by the way, is by Discord user Super Ivysaur, who shoutouts to him. This method does require Berry to be gridded, which I don't have Berry gridded, right? I'm just out of sync orbs. I you know, as much as I'd like to grid Berry, can't do it, right? Just hard capped on sync orbs, so it is what it is. But yeah, thanks to Super Ivysaur, they did, however, give us footage that we could go over and go through the method. So let me just go through it real quick. Oh, before we go through that, let's just check out the sync grid builds for each, right? So starting with Empoleon. Empoleon is going to be our main striker, right? And Empoleon, what Empoleon's here to do is just a sync nuke, right? That's why you're picking up Inertia, Late Fee, Bubble Beam, the power-ups for your sync moves, Agile Entry, because you need that to get the sync move, and there's no point going over here, it doesn't really benefit you much. And then going down here, picking up No Hesitation Ramp Up, so that gives you +1 special attack, plus that in total +2 special attack, if you don't get any MP refreshes on No Hesitation, and if you do, you get more, which is nice. And then just some bubble nodes, because like you have like 4 left right afterwards, so you can pick up some bubble nodes, whatever, right? Oh no, that's 3. Okay, I guess you can only pick the one down here then, but it doesn't matter, right? So that's what you're trying to do with Berry Sync Grid, right? This is 3 out of 5. You could obviously, you know, make it 2 out of 5 as well. It's just, you know, it just takes a while, right, in comparison. But yeah, we did get a striker candy, so you could use that on Berry, right? It's a decent option. And like Berry, here's the thing with like Berry's grid, like Berry doesn't really do well in a lot of places, but Berry excels in this Legendary Arena, right? Like it's almost like this Legendary Arena is like built for Berry, right? Just because of how well sync nuking works in the village, just because you get so many sync nukes up, just because of, again, how long the whole battle is, right? And Berry finally has a use, guys. Berry redemption arc, right? Good for Berry and Empoleon. So that's obviously really nice. So moving on to the other stuff. I mean, the other 2 grids are pretty standard, right? Let's check out Palossand's real quick. So let's see. Palossand's pretty straightforward. Just pick up the you know, Sandstorm MP Refresh, Sandstorm Flag Bearer, Sandstorm Focus Group. Actually, do we even need Flag Bearer? Probably not, right? But I mean, I guess it's nice. It doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm just used to having Flag Bearer on my Cynthia grid, right? But you know, you really need it. Pick up Sand Shelter. Again, you do need Focus Group, right? Just to for the chance to raise crit. That would be nice, because Berry's crit, if I remember correctly, goes up to what, +2, right? Yeah, it goes up to +2. So if you get one more, then you get 100% crit on Berry. Although, unfortunately for sync moves, it's -1 crit every time you use it. So you do need a bit of luck with this method, as you do with most, right? So hopefully your sync moves do get that 80% chance to crit to actually land, right? But yeah, pick up like all this stuff. Again, you don't really need that for the most part. But you could also keep it. Wait, what's Berry's sync move again? It's a bubble beam, right? Yeah, never mind. So yeah, you pick all that stuff up. You could pick up Astonish Aggravation, and then as for the rest of your energy, you could pick up just like defensive nodes, right? Because you will be using Acerola to tank, right? Just whatever other nodes you could pick up, just pick them up. Again, if you don't need or want Flagberry, you could drop that, pick up some other stuff, speed, etc. Right? All that stuff. So, anyways, that's Acerola's grid. Misty's grid is pretty straightforward as well. Just pick up your you probably want agile entry, right? Something like that, agile entry, and then pick up the move gauge refresh on Bubble Beam, and most importantly, pick up catches if you can, MP refresh, and then as for your other stuff, you could just blow them on stats, whatever you want, right? Just whatever stats you just want to throw out there. Again, obviously this 2 out of 5, just whatever stats, right? So defense stats, speed's probably better for Misty. You could pick up some, right? But yeah, that's basically the grids that we're dealing with, right? So for the game plan, it takes a minute to switch over, but for the game plan, it's basically we're flinching with Acerola, right? Flinching with Acerola most of the time. You also set up X defense, so you could take some hits. Oh, by the way, the targeting. Let me just switch the targeting order also. Targeting order is something like this. You want Acerola tank first, makes you start and all that stuff. Acerola has self heals, has defensive buffs, and you're mainly using Acerola to try to flinch the opponent, so you take as less damage as possible. Misty, you could help heal with catches if you can, right? Erase evasion and all that stuff. And X special defense also, you don't get just obliterated by eruptions from the Entei, right? Bubble Beam could also lower the opponent's speed from time to time. Healing Hand could also help if you're Acerola or someone gets burned. And again, Barry is pretty straightforward, just no hesitation, a bunch of times until you run out of that, right? Obviously, it's nice to get 3 with that MP refresh, and then just spam bubble, and then when it comes time to use your sync move, just sync move, right? So anyways, let's switch over to Super Ivysaur's footage. One thing about the footage is they do play the game in Italian, so it is that. I personally don't understand Italian at all, but it's obviously the places, moves, the positions, they should be all the same, right? So anyways, let's check this out. Alright, so let's go. Yeah, again, as you could see, it is in Italian. So starting this out, you should probably want to get all these defensive stuff out. For Acerola, and it doesn't matter what team comp you're using, you should probably, I suggest just start out with Astonish, and then once they are flinched, that's the opportunity to get an X defense in, right? So if you want to go for that. Alright, you just keep on going. We did get a speed decrease there, which is really nice on the Bubble Beam. Again, MP refresh kind of important on Empoleon there as well. Just get us the damage potential as high as possible. Also the speed helps, although obviously this team is a very low cost team in terms of the gauges, right? So here comes the first Sync Nuke. Should do a decent amount of damage, and now that they're actually starting to attack us, we should throw the heal on. The reason why I don't throw the heal on earlier is because the heal it heals depending on how many turns or how many moves you use. I think it's around 8, right? So see 8k, that's a decent amount of damage. So once you're done with that, 8 damage or 8 hits, it goes away. So you kind of want to have it on when you actually start getting hit. Unfortunately, or fortunately, I guess, you're not getting hit at all, so that's nice. But they did flinch the Entei over here, so it didn't really need those heals. But again, this is not the biggest heal in the world. It's a really small detailed step, which again, it's not a huge deal here. Alright, so far, again, like all the runs, you do need a bit of luck, right? If some stuff doesn't go your way, you should probably try again, right, afterwards. Got that flinch in. Some key flinches would be really nice. A key flinch on a fire spin would be really good, because if you get hit by a fire spin, your Acerola is just not going to be tanking anything afterwards, right? The DOT damage is just way too much. Alright, let's see Barry's Sync Nuke over here on the second one, right? It should do a bit more damage. So, you know, 1.5 times more, right? So that should be nice. And boom, 12k. That's really, really good. So from here on out, your Sync Nukes from Barry should two-shot like an Entei gauge, right? That's supposedly what should happen over here. Let's see, just keep bubbling. Anything else interesting happening? Yep. As you can see, they got crit by the eruption, but with the X special defense all that didn't make it like that bad, right? For those who've actually got hit crit by Entei's eruption, you don't know how much that hurts. So that wasn't too bad. Their HP is also low there as well, so relatively low. So it wasn't like that bad, right? So they'll be using a Sync Nuke to take this one out, even though, you know, it doesn't have that much HP left. But overall, like, without the Sync Nuke, like, this team doesn't do like that much damage. Later on, the bubble does, you know, start you know, the sync move buffs do start, you know, adding up, and then the bubble will start doing some decent damage. But yeah, at the moment, it's around like 1k or whatever. So take this out, sync move. That's fine, right? No need to wait or whatever. Alright, incoming Barry Sync Nuke, and there we go. 17k. Very, very good, right? So again, from now on, the next two gauges are both two shots in terms of sync nukes, right? So just need 4 more of those. That's what, around 40 turns or whatever, right? And voila, should have that one done. Again, you do need some luck, right? With the MP refreshes on stuff like you know, catches if you can, Starmie thing, right? Like the Starmie and I think Starmie is catches if you can, and what's Napoleon's random move called again? I can't remember. It's something. Oh yeah, no hesitation, right? You do need MP refreshes on that. You need some key flinches as well, right? A few key ones is obviously the fire spin. That's one of the bigger ones. Would be nice to also flinch the heat wave as well, although it's like that one's not as big of a deal just because, you know, just team special strikers for the most part. But it would also be nice if you could flinch that one as well, right? So basically, like, so far, Ace Roll has just been like the absolute MVP of the Legendary Arena, right? Just because of the very, you know, higher than normal chance to flinch the opponent. Like, even amongst flinch users that have aggravation, you know, Ace Roll is still like among probably one of the best ones, just because like the base chance of the flinch is just so high, right? And then also, again, it's another just 1 gauge move span. Really, you know, don't have to worry about gauges and all that so much for the most part. And also tank decently well, I guess. Not the best, but you know, it does have heals, all that stuff, X defense, so that definitely helps as well. Alright, looks like this Entei's gonna get taken out soon, right? Not with a sync move, right? Bubbles, bubble beams, all that stuff should be enough. So again, if you want to like pick up some bubble beam nodes, that should be fine as well, right? Alright. So both they are healing, which definitely does help, right? And it would be really nice if we get a flinch here on their heat wave, because, you know, once they come in over here on the third bar, they'll just come out and kill heat wave, which has hostile environment 10, which means very likely you will get burned, right? Again, special strikers for the most part doesn't matter that much, but if, you know, for your tank, the DOT definitely hurts, right? And not just your tank, I guess your you know, everyone on your team. I mean, DOT is just not good for you, right? Okay, this should do massive damage over here. And there we go. 21k. That's like almost a third of its, or 2/3 of its HP bar just gone, right? Do keep in mind, they do set up Sun here. Sun does not decrease water type damage in this game. It does increase fire type damage though, so there's that, I guess. But yeah, it doesn't decrease water type damage. So this part, it's basically over for the most part, right? Just one more sync move in, and then it's GG. Like, they got a flinch there. You don't really need a flinch to finish this off again. Obviously, it's good to have a flinch, but you know, there are some flinches that like aren't extremely like necessary, like that one at the end here. Okay, again, like I mentioned before, the more like necessary flinches are mostly the fire spin ones, right? If you don't get like if you don't get like the flinch on fire spin, you might as well just give up, just let Entei take you out or whatever, right? Alright, did get burned there, but this should finish it with the sync move over here. Again, if your Palisand gets taken out like around this stage, don't panic. Starmie's still there. Like Starmie could tank a few hits decently, right? And just let Barry and Poleon finish top. Barry and Poleon, who would have thought, eh? So, Legendary Arena definitely made Barry and Poleon much better. Like when the grid first came out, it was like kind of whatever, right? And you know, it still is. But the Legendary Arena just really makes Barry just such a more useful unit. Again, it's not like objectively a strong unit like in a vacuum, but in this case scenario, it's very, very good, right? So, anyways, that's me with this one. Hope you guys enjoy. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Again, huge shout outs to Super Ivysaur. I'll link the original video in the description box down below if you guys want to check that out. I was also on Discord. Again, huge shout outs, and I'll see you guys in the next one.